So long multiplication, take 4,692.
This is a video to remind you how to do long multiplication. Don't forget, it's not too tricky. It uses a column method, but it's slightly different to subtraction and addition because the place value columns don't matter so much. Make sure you line everything up. What is really important is that we partition this number, because what we're actually doing is 2,463 multiplied by 4 first, and then there's something that we have to do in the method, and after that we're going to do 2,463 multiplied by 30. Now the value of that digit is 30, and then we're going to add those two answers together. So, very simply to start off, let's choose a different colour. What should we have? Green. Right, so the first thing we're going to concentrate on is the 4 in the ones place. This is our multiplier here, and then whatever we get down here eventually, our answer will be the product of these two numbers. So, first of all, 4 times 3, I'm sure you all know what 4 times 3 is. The value in the answer of 2 is worth 2 in the ones column, so the answer is 12. We put the 2 in the ones column, we've got an extra 10. We still need that extra 10, we can't forget that extra 10. Some people will put their carry here. Some people put it above up here to keep this uncluttered. That is just a matter of personal preference, okay? So if I was to put my carry up here, it just reminds me that I need to add that into my next multiplication. We are still doing the ones. We don't move on to this digit yet. That does not happen on this row. Forget about that for now. We're starting with the digit in the ones column. So now we do 4 times 6, which you all know. That's right, 24. Don't forget that carry up here. We add that one on to make 25. Okay. We've also got to carry it again because it was 25, so don't forget that too. Put that above here. That also helps to remind you which column you're working in. 4 times 4, it's a square multiplication, so 4 times 4 is 16, add the 2 is 18, carry the 1, and lastly 4 times 2, which is 8, but don't forget that we've got to add our carry, which makes that 9. Now, it doesn't matter where you place your carries. I like them up there, some people like them here. It's completely up to you. What some people also do if they put them there is they cross them out when they've used them. There's a reason why I like to put them up there, which I'll show you in a minute. Okay, what we have just worked out is 2,463 multiplied by 4. We just do a quick little bit of checking just to make sure that seems right. If we did 4 times 2,000, we would end up with 8,000. If we did 4 times 400, we'd have 1,600. So add that on, so it's going to be approximately 9,600, and then 4 times 60, which would be 240, so that makes sense, because that would be 9,840, 4 to 12. Yeah, all I'm doing there is just using my mental calculations to just do a little bit of checking to make sure it seems right. If you have an answer here that was 78,332,000, something's gone wrong, okay? Right. We've done that bit. Oh, he's blue. What should we use now? Black. Right. I have done the ones, but I now need to do the value in the tens column, which is a 3. So there's a little trick you can use, because as we've shifted up a column, everything is multiplied by 10. When you move that way on the place value chart, the values are multiplied by 10. So, to start off with, because I'm in the tens column, not the ones column, I'm going to put a placeholder there. Just add a 0 onto the start of the line. Okay? Because it's now multiplied by 10. Now all we have to do is work our way again, but this time we're going to go up there. This is the bit that confuses people sometimes, because actually, don't forget that 3. Sometimes people start with a 6 and forget about the value in the ones. So, 3 times 3, same process. 9. 3 times 6, 18. So 18, so I've got to put carry. So this is why I put them up there. It's also why, just get a pen. Also why some people like to cross them off as they've used them, which if I'd done that would make much more sense. Oh, I'm lost. This always happens. You get here and it gets confusing. You think, where was I? Well, all you have to do, if you're in the tens, your answers are shifted up one. So 3 is 18, so I've done the 6, so it must be the 4 now. So 3 times 4 is 12. Oh, I almost forgot something very important. There's a carry to make it 13. Another carry. 3 times 2 is 6, that's 7. Okay, let's have a look. Does that seem right? Well, if we were to multiply that by 3, does that look right? Well, yeah, it does. It definitely looks right to me. But because it was the value in the tens column, everything is multiplied by 10. Okay. Ruler. Pen. Nice straight line. Just like that. That is not the product of those two numbers yet. It is a partitioned version of the product, the ones and the tens. And now all we need to simply do is switch methods and switch to column addition, which is pretty straightforward. The anticipation of me drawing a straight line, amazing, right? Right, so here are our two values that we now need to add up. So now we're going to switch methods. We're not multiplying anymore. We're adding, and we're going to 2 add 0, 5 add 9, 14. Carries down here this time if you want. If you put these carries in here, it sometimes gets a bit messy and a bit cluttered and a bit confusing, which is why I like to put them up there. But if you choose to put them in there and you can do that, absolutely fine. Doesn't matter where you put them. I forgot where I was. Oh yes, 8 add 8 is 16, add that one is 17, carries 1, 9 and 3 is 12, add the carry, so 12, got to have another carry, 3 is 7, add 8, 83,742 is the product of those two numbers we started with. A couple of things to remember: multiply by the ones on the top line, multiply by the tens on the next line. If you had another value in the hundreds column in your multiplier, all you would do, instead of where we've put the product here, you would simply drop down a line and add 2 zeros. If you were multiplying by 1,000, you would drop down another line and add 3 zeros. 10,000, 4. 100,000, use a calculator. Right. That's that method sorted. One last thing before I go. This method also works if you are multiplying decimal numbers. Here's another colour pen. Back in a sec. Purple, got a purple pen. Right. If you are multiplying decimal numbers, you can use exactly this same method. Let's say instead of 2,463, it's 24.63 multiplied by 3.4. If you have that instead, ignore the decimal point when you work it out and work it out exactly like I just showed you. Forget it's there. So work it out like that. And then when you have finished and you've got your product here, count how many decimal places there are. So we've got 1, 2, 3. There are 3 decimal places, okay? If there are 3 decimal places, then on your product at the bottom, 1, 2, 3, put the decimal point in there, okay? Unlike addition and subtraction where you line it up and the decimal point would be in the same place, this time, when multiplying decimal numbers, ignore the decimal to start with, and then afterwards count the decimal places, 3 in this example, and put the decimal point in there. That is long multiplication. multiplying by a 2-digit multiplier, and also what to do if there are decimals. Okay, that's how it works. I think that's it for now. Have a nice day. Bye.